It's Coffee with a Cop. We're at the Senior Center, and this is actually the first time I've been over here for Coffee with a Cop at the Senior Center. As a department, we've been doing Coffee with a Cop for, I think, close to 6 years now. And the whole premise of Coffee with a Cop is really, it's very simple, is that we reduce the barriers and try to eliminate as much as possible the barriers that often come between those that we serve and our department and police in general. Often people only contact us when there's an emergency or some sort of problem going on, and outside of those situations, people often feel uncomfortable talking to us. So Coffee with a Cop, we originally went into coffee shops around town and sat down with citizens and those we serve over a cup of coffee and just had conversations. And from those conversations, we learn a lot of things, we answer questions, and sometimes are able to take care of problems right then and there. So being here at the Senior Center is just kind of a natural extension of that program, coming to where our community members are on a regular basis. And again, we have a group of individuals who what I call are our veteran citizens, have a lot of life experience, have seen a lot of things, have been in Fitchburg or surrounding communities for a long time and have a different perspective than myself or other residents have, and maybe experiencing different things or have different concerns than those that we typically are in contact with. Believe it or not, the folks at the Senior Centers aren't folks that we regularly come in contact with for negative things. They're not out causing a lot of problems in our community. So it's nice to be able to come and speak with them, answer their questions, their concerns, let them know about what's going on in the community, some of the trends that we're seeing that are kind of concerning, and to kind of enlist their help, because as I've learned today, a lot of folks here are very observant and know the habits and the routines and the patterns of what's going on in their neighborhood. And so often are some of our best crime prevention officers, so to speak, in knowing what belongs and what doesn't belong in their neighborhood. So in one of the conversations we had today, we were talking to a gentleman here who was keeping watch over his neighbor's home while they were out of town on vacation. And unbeknownst to him, his neighbor had enlisted our help in watching over the home as well as part of our Vacation Watch program. And during that, as part of that program, when we have time, we're able to get out and walk around a house, make sure that everything's intact as it should be. And so he observed our footprints outside of this house and was so concerned that he contacted both the neighbor and the police department to say, hey, there are footprints around your house. Well, come to find out, there actually are footprints here. So again, we're talking about individuals who have a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience, and are very observant and know what goes on in their neighborhood. And that's what we need in our crime prevention efforts. We need a team effort. And so this is just really an opportunity for us to connect with individuals who come to the Senior Center, and again, our veteran population, our senior population, who again have a wealth of experience and knowledge. And it's also too just a way for us to relate to individuals, talking about baseball, talking about our favorite teams, things that aren't police related, to just build relationships. So maybe it's an issue that before a resident may not have called the police department, but they remember, hey, I talked to an officer at the Senior Center today, I got their phone number, and now I'm going to call them and report something that I may otherwise not have reported. So it's an excellent way for us to connect with a population that we don't always get to interact with. And it's always just nice just to connect with individuals over a cup of coffee. This is actually the first formal time that we've been over here. We try to do Coffee with a Cop every quarter at least throughout the city, and I would like to, after being down here and seeing the number of people down here, I'd like to be over here more frequently, helping the ladies over there with their smartphone apps, anything that can kind of make our jobs easier by preventing crime and enlisting more people. We'd love to be able to be over here more frequently. One of the ladies that I was talking with over here not only went to the effort of being observant and seeing something out of the ordinary in the neighborhood, but she also went to the extreme of stopping some young men who were going through a garage and telling them that she needed their name and their phone number because she knew, or she had a suspicion, that the police might not be able to respond as quickly as they could. And so she knew that if she got herself out there and was able to get the name and phone number of these kids, that the police might have something to follow up with, presumably because they didn't have a license plate number on their car or their bicycle that they were on. So she went to the extreme of stopping kids to ask for their name and phone number. And while we don't always recommend that citizens intervene in that matter, it may have proved helpful, and certainly, as she said, she sees that young man every once in a while, and he reacts quite a bit differently now when she sees him. So, you know, I often think that if an engaged community, and from the youngest members of our community to the oldest members of our community, can be engaged and a part of being responsible for the community and taking ownership of the community, that we can really make our city a better and safer place to live.